Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys, if you're new to this channel, and especially if you enjoyed this video. So, I just finished watching Counterpunch News video, which he titled Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, a Clash of Kings. By the way, congratulations to Counterpunch. I saw he just hit 17,000 subscribers. So congrats on that. But one of the things he said on this video that I wanted to make a video about was he said that Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua basically bring excitement to the heavyweight division again, right? And that's something that I totally agree with, because I, as an American, now I'm a guy who started watching boxing in the mid-2000s, okay? So when I tell you I saw the entire Vladimir Klitschko reign, when I tell you I saw the entire Vladimir Klitschko reign when he won his belt for the second time, and he went on to defend all his belts for I don't know what it was, 20 plus times or whatever it was, for literally a decade. I saw that whole reign. I remember watching Vladimir Klitschko fight Chris Bird. This was in 2006 when I was 14 years old. I watched Vladimir Klitschko beat Chris Bird and regain the heavyweight championship belt of the championship belt. And when he regained it, he went on to obviously unify against other champions, and he went on, his long reign basically started. It started from the time he beat Chris Bird in 2006, and it ended when he lost to Tyson Fury in 2015. So I basically witnessed his entire freaking reign as a champion. You know how people always say, oh, Vladimir Klitschko was a long reigning champion. I saw the entire thing. And I'm going to tell you this right now, as an American, I was bored of it. All right. I'm just being completely honest with you. I was bored of Vladimir Klitschko's reign. He wasn't necessarily the most exciting heavyweight champion, if you guys get what I'm saying, right? He didn't really go out there and knock dudes out left and right. Now, funny enough, later on in his career, he was in a lot more exciting fights. For example, when he fought Anthony Joshua in his last fight, that was a very exciting fight. He was actually aggressive in that fight. When he fought Kureb Pulev, that was an exciting fight. He destroyed Kureb Pulev. But if anyone was there throughout the Vladimir Klitschko reign from 2006 to 2015, the majority of his fights were basically boring fights. They were one-dimensional fights. And as I told my viewers in my live stream, I wanted there to be a great American champion, right? Because I'm a boxing historian. I saw that America produced so many great American heavyweight champions back in the, throughout, the past 100 years. In the 1920s, we had guys like Jack Dempsey. We had several guys in the 1920s. We had guys like Joe Louis, the Cinderella Man, right? We had guys like Rocky Marciano. We had guys like Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, who back then was known as Cassius Clay, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson. You could even include Michael Spinks, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. We had so many American champions, great American champions in the United States. So when I first got into boxing at 14 years old, 13 years old, I noticed that there wasn't no great American heavyweight champion. So I just noticed that all the champions were basically from the Ukraine or Germany. And if there was any good contenders at heavyweight, they were always not American. All the American fight contenders, they sucked. So I was always I wasn't into the heavyweight division that much. I would watch it because I was a hardcore boxing fan, but I wasn't really into it because I just felt it was boring, like it was dead. At least in the United States, it was dead. It was so fucking dead. And I know Kurt is an American. I know that Kurt from Counterpunch News knows what I'm talking about. Knows what I'm talking about when I say the heavyweight division was pretty much dead in the United States and probably all over the world when but mostly in the United States when Vladimir Klitschko was the dominant and number one heavyweight. Because at least in the UK, you guys had David Haye. At least in the UK, David Haye came along. He became a undisputed or a unified champion at cruiserweight. He moved up to heavyweight and he was making a lot of noise. He was making you guys believe that he was going to be the Klitschko Slayer. He put a shirt on in the press conference of him holding two decapitated heads of both of the Klitschko brothers. He was making a lot of noise saying that he was going to be the Klitschko Slayer. So at least he gave you guys in the UK a ray of hope, a ray of sunshine fucking hope. But then you saw what happened when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. He didn't even try to win. But here in the US, we didn't have that for so many years. So it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating to be an American heavyweight boxing fan during the Vladimir Klitschko reign. Because it was like, man, why are all these American heavyweights suck? So I understand what Counterpunch News is saying. Is at least when it came to the heavyweight division in the United States, it was dead. So when Deontay Wilder came, he brought excitement. First of all, he was knocking dudes out left from right. Now, I talk a lot of shit about Deontay Wilder. I believe he was the cherry picker. I believe he is ducking Anthony Joshua. I believe, some of his victories are a tad overrated. Okay? But the one thing I will say about Deontay Wilder is he brought excitement. Okay? When he came, even when he was fighting bums, he was knocking out these bums. He was hyping me up as a boxing fan. Okay? When Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko and ended his reign, I was so excited. I was so happy about that I went on Twitter. It's still on my Twitter page, by the way, if you don't believe me. I went on Twitter in November of 2015, the very day that Vladimir Klitschko lost his unified belt against Tyson Fury, and I went on Twitter and I said, "Thank you so much, Tyson Fury. Thank you so much for ending the long reign of Vladimir Klitschko. You freed the heavyweight division from Vladimir Klitschko." I said that on my Twitter account 4 years ago because I was sick and tired of the Vladimir Klitschko reign. Now, I respect Vladimir Klitschko as a champion. I think he deserves respect, but I was just tired of his reign. He was too dominant for too long. I was tired of it, and it was a boring reign. Let's be real. It was a boring reign. There would be times I'll be watching this fight, and I was bored. I'm so happy that it's a new generation. Look at the how exciting the heavyweight division is now. Because of guys like Deontay Wilder knocking guys out left from right. Because of guys like Anthony Joshua knocking guys out left from right. Because of guys like Dillian White knocking guys left from right. We're getting knockouts left from right. We're getting these competitive fights left from right. It's exciting again. I'm telling you, growing up watching the Vladimir Klitschko reign was so boring to me. It was so repetitive. The same thing. Oh, Vladimir Klitschko's just going to go in there, dominate every one of his opponents, and win in easy fashion. And it's going to go the distance because Vladimir Klitschko never knocks out his opponents. It's always a distance fight. You had his trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace, begging Vladimir Klitschko in title defenses. Come on, man, you got to knock this guy out. Begging him. There's literally a footage of Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace, begging Vladimir Klitschko, come on, you don't want to go to the distance again, man. Come on, you don't want to go to a boring distance against Vladimir. Knock this guy out. You got to go. And Vladimir Klitschko gets pissed off, and he's like, no. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. He's like, no. He's like, stop talking to me. Because even his trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, was sick and tired of people criticizing Vladimir Klitschko for being a boring fighter and taking his opponents the distance. And this was against when he was fighting, Eddie Chambers, because that was going to be a distance fight. That motivated Vladimir, and he went out and knocked out Eddie Chambers. And by the way, he was so boring that I remember watching HBO one day, and was it Max Kellerman or Jim Lampley? It was one of those guys on HBO. They were like, we don't air HBO stopped airing Vladimir Klitschko fights because they were such boring fights. That's literally what he was trying to say, right? There was a lot of people who always complained of how boring Vladimir Klitschko was as a champion. And I'm one of those people, okay? So this generation of new, young, ambition heavyweights are so much more exciting. Than the Vladimir Klitschko era. Deontay Wilder, I criticize this guy a lot, but goddamn does this guy excite me as a boxing fan. This guy knocks you out on cold. Alright, he knocks motherfuckers out. I like that. I love knockouts. I love knockouts over the sweet science. I love guys going out there and knocking dudes out. That's what I tune in to watch a knockout. No disrespect. I of course I like my decisions. I like dudes going out there schooling dudes and winning via decision. But I will always prefer seeing guys laid the fuck out. And this is why I fell in love with the heavyweight division, because motherfuckers get laid out cold, laid out unconscious. I love that. Anthony Joshua brought excitement to me because he was knocking dudes out left from right. Deontay Wilder brought excitement to me because he was knocking dudes out left from right. Dillian White, it excites me because he knocks dudes out left from right. All right? Right now, the heavyweight division is so exciting. I'm excited as a fan. I wasn't excited at 14 years old because it was so lame with the Klitschko brothers. But now, as a grown man, I'm excited. So yes, the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, these guys brought excitement. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm out, man. I appreciate it.